What's that? Jan and Bert and his boys. Yeah. I delivered meals to them, but they go to your church, right? So they stopped me one time and delivered meals. They said, "Come here, sit down." You know what he talked? You know what he talked about? Yeah, charter. No, I'll tell you. Well, we've got lots of people that, I mean, kind of in the works, but we gotta get that.
I think it's close enough.
Huh? Close enough?
Yeah.
Call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. We will go ahead and get started with the approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Roy, second by Doug. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Move on to the next item, which is the approval of the consent calendar, which also includes the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mary, second by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Brings us to the fourth item. Consider scheduling a public hearing for facility plans for reconstruction of the sanitary sewer collection system on 2nd Street Northeast, Roosevelt Street Southwest, McKinley Street Southwest, 4th Street Southwest, 3rd Street Southwest, 2nd Street Southwest, 4th Street Northeast for March 14th, 2023 at 7 p.m.
Well, Scott, you want to kind of fill everybody in on that process?
The project areas we've been talking about on the southwest side. Right now, I just got an email this morning that they got an estimated cost for the southwest and 2nd Street Northeast. And then they're finishing up on a estimate for 4th Street Northeast. And then part of this is that they have that public hearing, which we've advertised for, and so we'd like to have it on the next council meeting on March 14th. And they'll be here to kind of present, go over some of their things.
I move that we have a public hearing on March 14th.
Motion by Roy,
I'll second.
second by John. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moves us on to the next item, which is to consider approval of on-sale liquor license for I Am Rare Presents LLC at 418 2nd Avenue Northeast.
In your packet, there's a copy of the application as well as a letter from the police chief related to the background. This is the Batcher Glock Opera House. The conversations that I've had with Colleen, she wants to get to the point where she's able to start doing events and wants to be able to serve alcohol when those events are going on. So that is what the application is for, what the timeline will be on when she would start doing events. Obviously, there's some work to do over there, but wants to make sure that she's got the liquor license in hand ahead of time. So.
That's in the Batcher building? Okay.
Would it be upstairs, downstairs, or?
Well, I think the majority of the events would be up in the Opera House eventually, once that's redone. But where the New York room is, so the 5th Street side. They
Where
had,
the old shoe
she had
department was.
redone, yeah, the shoe department. She had redone a lot of that when she bought the building over on that side. But ultimately, the goal, I think, for her is to start doing events back up in the Opera House on occasion.
Doesn't she have to get like the windows fixed?
She's got a lot of work, starting with the roof. The white building is coming down, so,
I mean,
yeah.
so is it really ready to get a license already in place when there's so much work that has to be done before?
Well, I suppose it's a chicken and the egg type of thing, but her business, basically the advice that she's getting from her people is if you're gonna open back up and do events, you need to be able to provide alcohol
How
at the
many
events.
licenses, liquor licenses do we have here at the state? Is it 6?
You know, we can have, I believe, 7,
7 as a standalone bar.
yeah. But then I'm trying to remember because we asked this question of Joe, there's a whole laundry list of things that don't count towards that 7.
Restaurants.
So.
So would this be like a full serve bar establishment, just like, say, Lefties or any of the other, Beck's or any of those? Is that the type of license that she's getting?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an on-sale liquor license.
So the limit of on-sale is 7. 7 sites for on-sale liquor.
Yeah, for
standalone.
standalone bars.
Because I guess my question is obviously she has a list of work that needs to be done, but the license period is only from February to June 30th. Is she even gonna be close to ready to open by June 30th?
Could she come in
I don't know what
and,
her timeline is.
for us that I have all these questions at the next meeting, or?
Oh, I'm sure she'd be willing to come and present what her plans are, ideas are.
So when they obtain a license like that, and it's not, I think we all have that, or probably most of us have the same question. That building hasn't been inhabited for,
The pigeons have.
20 years, the pigeons have been running.
Colleen is joining us
Okay,
on Zoom.
yeah. Hello? Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, good. I can answer questions. Did you want me to answer a question?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's okay with me.
for Doug Case, I don't know if you see me or.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, we're just inquiring about the condition of the building and what the plans are to bring it up to a standard that would be, to have a bar or serve that type of, that type of environment. I know it's been vacant for a long time.
Okay, well, thank you for your question. What we have been doing, the city of Staples and I, the last 6 years is I have opened it up, had $2,700 worth of cleaning done and water turned on for $2,500. I have been open, even when Tim Rice was working with me for 6 years to purchase the building. So technically the building has never not been open. I've turned the water on every season. But now with my parents passing, my plan is to take my estate money and to keep going. The New York room and lobby, if some of you folks remember, when I had my shows upstairs, we were able to do our pre-shows, we called them, in our New York room and lobby, which is all brand new. Tens of thousands of dollars were, over $780,000 was put into the building. The roof now has had damage in October, so I have a bid for the roof. I've been working on bids in this business plan since 2012, waiting to get started. But I do have a big chunk of money that's going to be invested in from myself. I've met with carpenters, builders, plumbers, electricians, been working a long time before I got to this place with you folks. So like I met with the state of Minnesota today, and with my bar and inspection, we're going to start. If you look at the lobby, there is a bar already in the lobby. That's where the new bar will go. And I'm hoping to seat 50 people in the New York room and lobby. And I'm going to start tours and a treat and serve liquor. On a day-to-day, 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, I will be having the lights turned on. I'm moving to Staples, and I'm going to be living in the building starting April 1st. I even met with my heat man. I have a brand new furnace and air conditioner in the New York room. That's going to be turned on. My bathrooms for my shows and all the tours I've given, that has also going to be turned on with my plumbing and heating man. So we're going to get started. The kitchen will be, I have restaurant equipment purchased. There's a lot more to purchase, but I'm working with the state to open up that also. But the bar has to be open for these beginning tours. My first event is scheduled for August 14th, Monday, through August 20th, Railroad Days weekend. I promise I will have a show 7 days for that week. And my plan is to have 9 events for the year 2023, 2024. In the meantime, I'm going to be welcoming people 7 days a week to come and see what this building is, all original, 1907 Opera House on the National Register of Historic Places.
Yeah.
And I'll make you proud, and it will be a high-end liquor. I won't have long hours, and I'll just do my best.
Okay, thank you.
I think Blake pointed out here, though, that your dates are only from February 8th to June 30th.
I know, right? So you know what that is? With my insurance man, Dan Orth, has been insurance for years, and it's on a cycle. So every 6 months, I have to pay that. I paid him a bunch of money just now to get started, to get to you. And then every 6 months or something, I have to pay it again. So they kind of license, step to step. Or every 6 months, I have to, I paid it all up front. But then he says I got to pay it again at that date that you just mentioned. Doesn't mean I'm going to open on that end date, because I hope to open with something by May 1st. That's my goal.
Okay,
It says that that policy is pending.
No, it's not. It's, I have the paid receipts with Tara. It took a lot of time. My bartending school so just a big investment has been made just to get it to you folks. And you're sure welcome to come and see me. I'm in Staples most days, and I'll give you a tour and show you the blueprints. But we really need to get the lights on and get people to come from that highway to come in and see what's happening. Staples has come so far, and I want to be a part of it. And I want to move to Staples.
So Colleen, when you filled out this application, then the license was pending and it has been finalized?
Yeah, Tara has all the paid receipts.
Oh, your insurance was pending? Insurance was pending, right.
That's paid, the insurance now. I paid Dan Orth. I showed Tara the 2 checks.
Any other questions?
okay, I think we're good.
Nope, I make a motion that we approve the on-sale liquor license for I Am Rare Presents. Yeah.
Motion by
Second.
John, second by Doug. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thanks, Colleen.
Did it do it?
Yes.
Yep,
It did.
Oh, well, thank you, and I'll make you proud, I promise.
we saw an image on the screen, and I'm like, I wonder who that is. And it was
Oh,
you.
that's Dave, our famous artist from Staples, David Rickard, painted that. And I also have a famous painting of the Opera House done by Rose Eden that none of you have seen. So I'll come down and I'll do I appreciate it, and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to committee reports. We only have one committee tonight, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
So we met February 14th at 5:15 here at City Hall. Nelson asked if anybody would like to be chair since Murray has stepped down and Jewison has stepped into that position. Thank you. Nelson recapped us on the sales tax that will start April 1st. Mike England's gonna come do a walkthrough. Last week didn't work due to that gigantic storm we were supposed to have. So hopefully this week, next week maybe. I informed them Grab Blast was okay with the nonprofit payment. They just asked us to take the kitchen off because they're not gonna use the kitchen, so it went down just a little bit for them. Spring schedule is in motion, just waiting for some out of districts to get back to me to confirm their dates for swim lessons this summer, and then we'll get those posted. We redid our Red Cross disaster agreement, facility use agreement, so if there's ever a tornado and they need to use our facility, that's what that agreement is for. We confirmed numbers for our shelter, or going to confirm numbers for the storm shelter out at Dower. There's a possibility it could go down in square footage. If we can lower those numbers, because we wouldn't have to have a tank necessarily for bathrooms. We can use porta potties or whatever's the thought. So it'll be nice if we can downsize that a little. And then we convened at 5:42.
Okay. Any questions for Lacey? Thanks, Lacey. Move on to open forum. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring forward? All right, I guess we'll move on to city administrator's report.
A few different things, just want to, let you know that we're still working on a couple of different ideas for that Wadena County ARPA money. I think it's $135,250 that the Wadena County Board allocated of that funding for the city. We initially approached them with doing preliminary design and engineering on that outlot A up in Valley View. That was, I would say, lukewarm reception with the county board. So we're still doing a little bit of work on that, trying to, convey to them the importance of that as a first step towards future development out there. But if they still aren't interested in doing that and they really want to see pipes in the ground, we do have a project in the industrial park that we can do, which of course is in Wadena County. So $135,000 doesn't get you a lot of pipe. Last week, we did meet with the area townships that our fire department serves. We did have representatives from Staples and Thomastown come to that meeting. So had a good discussion and kind of gave them a tour of the equipment and that type of thing. So that was, I think, the supposedly the night of the big storm where it wasn't snowing. Our Microsoft 365 conversion basically is done. Hopefully, that's working. All of your emails and everything are working. It's nice to be able to access all of that from basically any device. And had a couple of little glitches within like our HVAC control alarm system and in this system, trying to figure out how to change the configuration on the emails. But we did work our way through that, so that is done. Spending quite a bit of time working with architects and surveyors on the Essentia project, the Ives project, and I know Scott's been spending quite a bit of time on the BNSF maintenance shop project on electrical and other utility type stuff. So imagine we'll see building permits on all of those here relatively quickly. Citywide cleanup, tentatively May 19th. I'm waiting to hear back from SW Recycling to confirm their availability that day, but that's a Friday. I think we would do a 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock again. So I can kind of pencil that down. And then just want to hand this out and get some feedback on this, but the whole THC issue. This is just a draft ordinance that Kara worked on and pulled together, and we bounced it off our city attorney to review. But, last legislative session, after things were all done, there was a realization that, what I would call low dose THC was approved by the legislature with essentially next to no guidelines or regulation associated with that. And so cities, some cities are just decided they're not even not gonna mess with it. Others did moratoriums out of the gate. But enough of them in Lee, Minnesota cities put out some information to where, I think we're at a point where we could go ahead and regulate the THC stuff. So I'm gonna throw this to the council if you wanna read through it. It reads very similar to our tobacco ordinance as far as how it's laid out and, what the licensing process is. But, I would propose that we would put this on the agenda for a first reading, at our next council meeting.
So this is just for THC, we're not gonna do anything for, you know, I'll have to read it first and then I'll ask my questions.
Okay.
For, yeah.
Yeah, this is THC, I can't remember, the 5 milligrams or less, you know, right, describe it as the low dose stuff. We will react to whatever comes out of the legislature this year,
With marijuana.
which won't be low dose stuff,
No,
so. But after you've had a chance to take a look at it, if you have any questions on it, feel free to give me a call. We can talk about it next council meeting too.
So is this considered the first reading then?
No.
That's what it says on the back.
Yeah, but it also says draft. We
Oh,
have-
gotcha, sure.
The dates will change.
Sure.
All the rest of that, so.
Do you need a motion to put it on the?
No, we'll go ahead and add it to the agenda. So, and then the other thing at EDA, you know, the question about a tobacco license for a smoke shop came up in discussion. And so more than likely the council will get some correspondence related to that ahead of the next meeting. Whether that will be an action item at the next council meeting or not, I don't know. We just did receive the application, so. Just a heads up.
you have received the application for the,
We received an application for a tobacco license.
we don't have a limit in our town as to how many tobacco licenses.
No, the state doesn't either, so.
We could have one in every corner then.
I move that we adjourn.
Motion from Roy, second from Mary to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.